The hospital flowers are still fresh in Sarah's room when I walk in unannounced and find her kissing Dr. Marcus Chen, my surgeon, the man who cut me open 3 weeks ago to save her life. They break apart. Sarah's face drains of color, ironic considering the healthy pink that's returned to her cheeks since my kidney started working in her body. Marcus doesn't even have the decency to look ashamed. He straightens his white coat like I've interrupted a routine examination. "Kevin," Sarah starts. "Don't." The word comes out strangled. My hand grips the doorframe so hard my knuckles go white. The incision scar across my abdomen burns like it's splitting open again. 3 weeks. I've been recovering for 3 weeks while she's been... How long? I ask. Sarah's eyes fill with tears. The same green eyes I've loved since sophomore year of college. The same eyes that begged me to get tested when her kidneys failed last year. The same eyes that looked up at me from the hospital bed and whispered, "I love you," the morning of the transplant. "Kevin, please, let me explain. How long?" My voice echoes down the hospital corridor. Marcus steps forward, positioning himself between us. Protective. Like he has any right. "Mr. Mitchell, I think you should calm down." "Calm down? I gave her my kidney!" I shove past him, and he stumbles backward. Sarah shrinks against the bed. "I went through surgery. I'm still in pain every single day. I wake up and the first thing I feel is where they cut me open to save your life. And you've been fucking my surgeon?" "It's not like that." Sarah's crying now, mascara running down her face. The makeup she couldn't wear for months when she was sick. When she was dying. When I sat beside her bed every night and held her hand through dialysis. "Then what's it like, Sarah? Enlighten me." She can't meet my eyes. Marcus does, though. He has the audacity to look at me with pity. "It started after the surgery," Marcus says quietly. "She was grateful, and I..." "Grateful?" I laugh, and it sounds insane even to me. "She was grateful, so you decided to sleep with your patient? With my fiancé?" "The ring. Oh God, the ring. I remember. 2 months before her diagnosis, I proposed at the same restaurant where we had our first date. She cried and said yes. We were supposed to get married in the fall. Then the kidney disease hit, aggressive and merciless. We postponed everything. I postponed everything. My job promotion, my life, my future, all put on hold to take care of her." "Where is it?" I ask. "What?" "Your engagement ring, Sarah. Where the fuck is it?" Her left hand moves instinctively to cover her right. But I saw. The ring finger is bare. "I took it off when I came in for her follow-up," Marcus says. "I didn't want it to get damaged during the examination." The lie is so smooth it makes me want to vomit. I step closer to Sarah. She presses back against the pillows I fluffed for her countless times. "Tell me the truth. For once in your lying life, tell me the truth." She's sobbing now, full body shaking. "It started during your recovery. You were in so much pain, and I felt so guilty. Marcus was checking on me, making sure the kidney was taking, and he was so kind, and you were suffering because of me, and I needed someone who didn't make me feel like a burden." "A burden?" The words hit like physical blows. "You think I saw you as a burden? You gave up everything for me." "Because I loved you." My voice cracks. "I loved you so much I literally gave you part of my body. Do you understand that? Do you understand what that means?" "I know, and that's why I can't be with you anymore." She's hyperventilating now. "The guilt is too much. Every time I look at you, I see what you sacrificed. With Marcus, I can just be... Be what? Be ungrateful? Be a cheater? Be someone who throws away 4 years because it's too hard to look at the man who saved your life?" Marcus puts his hand on my shoulder. I knock it away. "Don't touch me. Don't ever fucking touch me." I turn back to Sarah. "When were you going to tell me? At the wedding? Or were you just going to keep screwing him in hospital rooms and coming home to me?" "We're getting married," Sarah whispers. The room tilts. "What?" "Marcus proposed last week. I said yes." I stare at her. At the woman I was going to build a life with, the woman I cut myself open for. Last week, I repeat slowly, I was still in bed recovering, barely able to walk, and he proposed. Kevin, I'm so sorry. No! I back towards the door. No, you're not sorry. You're just sorry I found out. I yank off my own ring, the simple gold band we bought as a set, and throw it at her. It bounces off the bed and clatters across the sterile floor. I hope you're happy together, I say. I hope every time you look in the mirror you remember that you're alive because of me. I hope you feel that kidney working inside you and know exactly what it cost. I hope it haunts you every single day for the rest of your long, healthy life. I turn to Marcus. And you. I hope the medical board loves hearing about how you pursued a vulnerable patient under your care. How you started a relationship with a woman whose fiancé was your donor. I'm sure that won't raise any ethical concerns at all. His face finally shows fear. Good. I storm out of the room, past the nurse's station, past the sympathetic looks from people who've seen me here every day for weeks. I make it to the parking garage before my legs give out. I collapse against my car, and the dam breaks. I sob like I haven't sobbed since my mother's funeral. Great, heaving gasps that tear through my chest and make my incision scream in protest. I cry until there's nothing left, until I'm empty and hollow and broken. My phone buzzes. Sarah's calling. I silence it. She calls again and again. Then the texts start. Kevin, please. Let me explain properly. I never wanted to hurt you. You have to understand. I'm so sorry. Please talk to me. I block her number. Then I block Marcus's. Then I drive home, to the apartment we shared, filled with her things and our memories and the life I thought we'd have. And I start planning. I take 3 days to fall apart completely. I call in sick to work. I don't shower, I don't eat. I lie on the couch and stare at the ceiling and replay every moment of the past year, looking for signs I missed. They're everywhere. The way she'd check her phone constantly during my recovery and smile at texts. Just the girls checking in, she'd say. The extra effort with her appearance once she started feeling better. New clothes, new perfume. Huang Tun. I just want to feel pretty again after being sick for so long. The follow-up appointments that took 3 hours when they should have taken 1. The hospital is just so busy. I was such an idiot. On the 4th day, my best friend Jake breaks down my door. Literally. He has a spare key, but chooses to shoulder through the chain lock instead. Jesus Christ, man. He surveys the apartment. The empty takeout containers, the unwashed dishes. Me in the same clothes I've been wearing since the hospital. You look like shit. Thanks. When's the last time you ate? I shrug. Jake disappears into the kitchen. I hear him opening cabinets, running water. He comes back with a glass and 2 pieces of toast. Eat, shower, then we're going to talk. I do what he says because it's easier than arguing. The shower helps. The food helps more. When I come out, Jake's cleaned up the worst of my breakdown. Tell me what happened, he says. So I do. All of it. He listens without interrupting, his face getting darker with each detail. When I finish, he's silent for a long moment. Then, I'm going to kill him. Get in line. No, seriously, I'll kill him. They'll never find the body. I know a guy in Jersey. Despite everything, I almost smile. I don't think that's the answer. Then what is? Because right now she's planning a wedding with your surgeon while your kidney keeps her alive. That's some fucked up poetic injustice right there. He's right. The injustice of it burns in my gut like acid. I want her to suffer, I admit. I want her to feel even a fraction of what I'm feeling right now. So make it happen. Jake leans forward. You have every right to destroy her, Kevin. Oui, toi. She doesn't get to just walk away from this happy. Like what? Trash her on social media? Tell everyone what she did? For starters. He pulls out his phone. But there's more. Think about it. She works in pharmaceutical sales, right? How would her company feel about their star rep getting saved by her fiancé's organ donation and immediately leaving him for the doctor? Not a great look for someone who's supposed to have integrity. I hadn't thought about that. And Marcus, Jake continues, his eyes gleaming with malicious creativity. Doctors have ethics boards, codes of conduct. I bet there's some rule about dating patients, especially patients whose treatment involved family donors. That's got to be exploitation or something. He said it started after the surgery. He's lying. You know he's lying. Sarah's a terrible liar. You said yourself she's been different for weeks. You think nothing happened before the surgery? He was probably grooming her from the diagnosis. The thought makes me sick. But Jake might be right. The more I think about Sarah's behavior during my recovery, the more sense it makes. She wasn't guilty about my sacrifice. She was guilty because she was already falling for Marcus. Or maybe they were already together. I need to know the truth, I say. I need to know exactly when it started and how deep this goes. Jake grins. It's not a nice expression. Then let's find out. You still have access to her iCloud, right? You guys shared everything. We did. Emergency contacts, passwords, accounts. We were planning to get married. We had nothing to hide. Well, I had nothing to hide. I grab my laptop, and my hands shake as I log into the shared account. Sarah hasn't changed the password yet. Amateur mistake. What I find destroys me all over again. Messages between Sarah and Marcus going back 4 months, before the surgery. Before I even agreed to the donation, Sarah. He's getting tested tomorrow. What if he's not a match? Marcus, we'll find another donor, but I think he will be. He'd do anything for you. Sarah, I feel terrible. Marcus, don't. You can't help how you feel, and neither can I. Attached, a photo of them kissing in his office. The timestamp says it was taken 2 weeks before my surgery. I keep reading, each message a knife twisting deeper. Marcus, after the transplant, we need to be more careful. He'll be recovering at home. Sarah, I know, I hate lying to him. He's being so wonderful about all of this. Marcus, just a few more months. Once he's healed, you can tell him you need space. Make it about the trauma of the illness, not about us. Sarah, that feels cruel. Marcus, crueler than staying with him when you love me? I slammed the laptop shut before I put my fist through the screen. That bad? Jake asks quietly. Worse. My voice doesn't sound like mine. It's cold, empty. They were together before the surgery. He knew. He knew the whole time he was cutting me open that he was sleeping with her. Jesus. I need copies of everything. Every message, every photo, every piece of evidence. What are you going to do? I look at my best friend. I'm going to ruin them both. I spend the next week building my case. I screenshot every message, save every photo, document every date. I create a timeline that clearly shows the relationship started while Sarah was Marcus's patient, while I was being evaluated as a donor. Jake helps me find a lawyer, a real shark named Patricia Cross, who specializes in medical malpractice and ethics violations. This is damning, she says, reviewing my evidence. Dr. Chen violated multiple ethical standards: patient exploitation, conflict of interest, abuse of position. The medical board will have a field day. What about Sarah? Patricia gives me a sympathetic look. She's not bound by professional ethics like he is, but there are other avenues. Did you spend money on her care, cover her expenses during treatment? Everything. Her insurance didn't cover all the hospital costs, so I took out a loan. $20,000. Plus I paid her rent for 8 months when she couldn't work. Do you have documentation? All of it. Patricia smiles. It reminds me of a shark scenting blood. Then we can pursue financial restitution. She defrauded you by accepting your financial support and organ donation under false pretenses. The relationship with Dr. Chen proves she wasn't acting in good faith. Over the next 2 weeks, I set everything in motion. First, the medical board complaint. Patricia helps me file a detailed report with every piece of evidence. The board launches an immediate investigation. Second, the hospital. I send a formal complaint to the hospital administrator, copying their ethics committee and legal department. I attach the messages showing Marcus pursued Sarah while she was under his care. Third, Sarah's employer. I craft a careful email explaining the situation to her sales director. I frame it as a concern about company reputation. After all, she's been using her miraculous recovery story in sales presentations. Might be awkward when it comes out that she left her donor for the surgeon. Fourth, the social exposure. I don't want to be vindictive on social media, but the truth deserves to come out. I write one post on Facebook, where all our mutual friends and family can see. 3 weeks ago, I donated my kidney to save my fiancé's life. Today, I learned she's marrying the surgeon who performed the operation. They began their relationship while she was his patient, and I was being evaluated as her donor. I'm sharing this not for sympathy, but because people deserve to know the truth about who they're celebrating. I'm heartbroken, but I'll heal. My only regret is that I can't take back the organ I gave her. I attach one photo. Sarah and me the morning of the surgery, me in my hospital gown, her holding my hand with tears in her eyes. I don't tag her. I don't tag Marcus. I just post it and turn off my phone. When I turn it back on 6 hours later, the post has 847 reactions and 312 comments. The story has been shared 156 times. Jake texts me, "Dude, it's everywhere. You broke the internet." My phone starts ringing. My father, Sarah's mother, friends I haven't talked to in years. I ignore all of it. The next morning, Patricia calls. The hospital suspended Dr. Chen pending investigation. Sarah's employer put her on administrative leave. And you should check your email. Sarah's lawyer sent a cease and desist. For what? Defamation, harassment, the usual intimidation tactics. It's toothless. Everything you posted is documented fact, but it means they're scared. Good, they should be. The consequences stack up quickly after that. Marcus's suspension becomes a termination. The medical board revokes his license pending a full ethics review. The hospital settles with me quietly. $150,000 to avoid a lawsuit. I donate it all to a kidney disease charity in my mother's name. Sarah's company fires her. The optics are too bad. They can't have a sales rep whose personal story has become a scandal. But I want more than professional consequences. I want them to feel it personally. I start attending the gym at the hospital where Marcus used to work, the one where he still has friends. I make sure I'm visible. I wear shirts that show my surgery scar. I let people ask me about it. And I tell them the truth calmly and without embellishment. I donated a kidney to my fiancée. She left me for her surgeon 3 weeks later. The horror on their faces is satisfying every single time. I run into Marcus's colleagues, his former patients, people who respected him, and I watch his reputation crumble in real time through their reactions. Sarah tries to reach me through mutual friends. She sends letters to my apartment. She even shows up at my office one day, security calling me to warn me she's in the lobby. I have them escort her out. She leaves a note with the security guard. I read it once. "Kevin, please. I know I hurt you unforgivably, but I'm begging you to stop. Marcus lost his career, I lost my job. Everyone hates us. We get death threats daily. Our families won't speak to us. We had to postpone the wedding because no venue will host us after your post went viral. I'm so sorry for what I did, but please, this has to stop. Please show mercy." I burn the letter and scatter the ashes in the trash. Mercy is for people who deserve it. 2 months after Sarah's betrayal, I'm leaving physical therapy when I literally run into someone. A woman carrying an absurd stack of medical files that go flying across the hallway. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," she says, dropping to her knees to gather the papers. "No, that was my fault. I wasn't watching." I kneel to help her, and our hands touch as we both reach for the same file. She looks up, and I freeze. She's beautiful. Dark hair, darker eyes, a spray of freckles across her nose. But it's not her beauty that stops me, it's the look in her eyes. A weary sadness that I recognize because I see it in my mirror every morning. "Are you okay?" she asks, and I realize I'm staring. "Yeah, sorry, here." I hand her the files, and she tucks them under her arm as we stand. "Thanks. I'm usually better at not creating disaster zones in hospital hallways." She smiles, but it doesn't reach her eyes. Something makes me ask, "Rough day?" "Rough year." She shifts the files. You? Rough few months. We stand there in awkward silence, two strangers bonding over unnamed misery in a hospital corridor. I'm Emily, she says finally. Kevin. Nice to meet you, Kevin. Sorry again about the paper explosion. She starts to walk away. Wait, I say, surprising myself. Do you need help with those? She looks at the files, then at me, something uncertain crossing her face. I'm just taking them to oncology. Oncology, cancer. I'm headed that way anyway, I lie. You don't have to. I want to. I don't know why I push. Maybe because she reminds me of Sarah before she got sick. That same fragile determination. Or maybe I just don't want to go home to my empty apartment yet. Emily studies me for a moment, then nods. Okay, thanks. We walk in silence at first. Then Emily asks, Physical therapy? Yeah, surgery recovery. Nothing serious, I hope? I almost laugh. Kidney donation? Oh wow, that's incredible. Your recipient must be. She left me for the surgeon. The words are out before I can stop them. Emily stops walking and turns to stare at me. I'm sorry, what? I donated my kidney to my fiancé. 3 weeks later, I caught her with the surgeon who did the transplant. They're engaged now. Emily's mouth opens, closes, opens again. Are you fucking kidding me? The outrage in her voice, the pure indignation makes something in my chest loosen for the first time in weeks. I wish I was. That's the most horrible thing I've ever heard. What kind of person does that? Apparently, the kind I was going to marry. We start walking again. Emily shakes her head, muttering, Unbelievable, unfucking believable. I hope karma destroys her. Working on it. She laughs, a real laugh that echoes in the hallway. Good, she deserves it. And the surgeon, too. That's got to be against medical ethics or something. It is. He lost his license. Excellent. Emily grins at me, and for a moment the sadness disappears from her face. Remind me never to piss you off. We reach the oncology department. Emily thanks me and starts to head to the nurse's station. But I hear myself asking, Are you a patient here? She turns back, and the sadness floods back into her eyes. Yeah, stage 3 ovarian cancer. Fun times. The bottom drops out of my stomach. I'm so sorry. It's okay. Well, it's not okay, but you know what I mean. She shifts the files again, a nervous gesture. I'm actually here to pick up my latest scan results, trying to decide between 2 treatment options, both of which sound equally terrible. That's what all the files are for? Research. If I'm going to poison my body, I want to know exactly what I'm signing up for. She pauses. I'm boring you. Sorry, cancer patients. We forget that not everyone wants to hear about cellular mutations and chemo side effects. You're not boring me, I say honestly. I spent the last year learning everything I could about kidney disease. I get the research obsession. Emily tilts her head, studying me. You want to get coffee? The hospital cafeteria is terrible, but it's caffeine. I should say no. I should go home. I should not get involved with someone else's medical crisis when I'm still raw from my own. I'd love to, I hear myself say. We end up spending 3 hours in that terrible cafeteria. Emily tells me about her diagnosis 6 months ago, the abdominal pain she ignored for too long, the emergency surgery that found the tumors, the brutal rounds of chemo that didn't work as well as hoped. I tell her about Sarah, about the donation, the betrayal, the revenge, everything. You loved her a lot, Emily says quietly. I thought I did. Now I think I loved who I thought she was. That's the worst part, isn't it? Realizing the person you loved never really existed. She gets it. She understands in a way Jake and Patricia and even my father don't. Maybe because she's fighting her own battle with unfairness and betrayal, her body turning against her instead of a person, but the grief is similar. What about you? I ask. Any terrible exes I should know about? Emily's smile turns bitter. My boyfriend of 2 years broke up with me a week after my diagnosis. Said he couldn't handle being with someone who was sick, that it wasn't what he signed up for. Jesus. Right? At least your ex waited until after you saved her life. Mine didn't even have the decency to stick around for the hard part, she laughs, but there's no humor in it. We should start a support group. Anand. Shitty People Anonymous. I'd attend that meeting. We exchange numbers before leaving. Emily makes me promise to text her, and I do. That night, just a simple, "Thanks for the coffee and the company." She responds immediately. "Thank you for reminding me that there are still decent humans in the world." I stare at that message for a long time before responding. You too. Over the next month, Emily and I become friends. We text daily, sometimes about nothing, sometimes about everything. She sends me updates on her treatment, not great, and I send her updates on the Sarah-Marcus fallout, satisfyingly awful. We meet for coffee twice a week, always at the hospital cafeteria. She's there for appointments, I'm there for physical therapy. It's convenient, we tell ourselves. Easy. The truth is, I look forward to seeing her more than anything else in my week. She's brilliant and funny and completely uninterested in my drama. When I start to spiral about Sarah, Emily calls me out on it. "You're giving her too much power," she says one day. "She doesn't deserve this much space in your head." She has my kidney. So? That kidney is doing its job in her body, keeping her alive so she can suffer through the consequences of being a terrible person. Meanwhile, you're here, recovering, getting stronger. Who's really winning? She has a point. Emily starts physical therapy too. Her treatment is wearing her down, and the doctors want her to maintain muscle mass. We coordinate our sessions and suffer through them together, encouraging each other through exercises that hurt. "This is bullshit," Emily gasps one day. Tana, struggling through leg lifts. "Complete bullshit," I agree, my core screaming from planks. "Why are we doing this again?" "Because we're stubborn assholes who refuse to let our bodies win." She laughs so hard she falls over. The physical therapist glares at us. "We don't care. After therapy, we always get food, real food, not hospital cafeteria garbage." Emily's appetite is terrible from the chemo, but she forces herself to eat because I'm there making her laugh, distracting her from the nausea. One day, I pick her up for her appointment, and she's wearing a beanie instead of her usual hair clip. "New look?" I ask carefully. She touches the beanie self-consciously. "Hair's falling out. Started this morning. I knew it was coming, but it's still..." She trails off, eyes bright with unshed tears. "It's still yours," I finish. "And losing it still sucks." "Yeah. For what it's worth, you look good in the beanie." She smiles shakily. Liar. "I never lie to you." It's true. We don't lie to each other. We can't afford to. We've both been lied to by people we trusted, and we've made an unspoken pact that whatever this friendship is, it's built on brutal honesty. So when Emily's scans come back showing the cancer has spread, she tells me immediately. We're in the parking garage, and she just says it flatly. "It's in my liver now, stage 4. They're recommending hospice." My world tilts. What about treatment? There's one option. Experimental trial. New immunotherapy drug. But the odds are... She shakes her head. Single-digit success rate. And the side effects could kill me faster than the cancer. What do you want to do? I don't know. She leans against her car, suddenly looking exhausted. The rational part of me says take the hospice care. Be comfortable. Say goodbye on my terms. But there's this stupid, stubborn part that wants to fight. That wants to take the trial drug and give cancer the middle finger even if it destroys me. Then take it. She looks at me. Kevin, take the trial. Fight. Don't give up. The odds? Fuck the odds. You're the strongest person I know, Emily. If anyone can beat single-digit odds, it's you. Tears stream down her face. What if I just end up suffering for nothing? What if you don't? What if you're the one person it works for? She's quiet for a long moment, then, will you be there? Through the treatment? Every step? Even when it gets ugly? Especially then. She nods, wiping her eyes. Okay, I'll do it. That night I get a call from Sarah. She's blocked, but she's using a different number. What? I answer. Kevin, please, I need to talk to you. It's important. Nothing you have to say is important to me. Wait, don't hang up. Marcus and I broke up. I pause. What? We broke up last week. It fell apart. You were right about everything. The guilt, the pressure, it was too much. And he blamed me for his career ending, and I blamed him for ruining my life, and we destroyed each other. Good. Kevin, I made a mistake. The worst mistake of my life. I see that now. I was confused and scared, and I handled everything wrong. But I still love you. I never stopped loving you. Please, can we talk? Can we try to... No. Kevin, you don't get to do this. You don't get to ruin your life and then come crawling back to me because I'm familiar and safe. I'm not your backup plan. I'm not your safety net. That's not what this is. I'm trying to apologize. I'm trying to make things right. You can't make this right, Sarah. There's no coming back from what you did. You took my kidney and threw me away. You planned it with him while I was recovering from surgery. You don't get forgiveness. You don't get a second chance. You get to live with what you did. Please, she's sobbing now. Please, I'm so alone. Everyone hates me. I have nobody. I lost my job, my friends, Marcus, you, I have nothing. You have my kidney. Be grateful for that. I hang up. She calls back immediately. I block the new number. Then I call Emily. Hey, she answers. And voice sleepy. Everything okay? Sarah called. She and Marcus broke up. She wants me back. Silence. Then, what did you say? I said no. I told her to fuck off. Good. A pause. How do you feel? Relieved. I thought there might be part of me that still wanted her, but there's nothing. She's a stranger. That's growth, Kevin. Maybe. I hesitate, then. Can I ask you something? Always. Why did you let me in? That day in the hospital with the files. You could have said no when I offered to help, but you didn't. Why? Emily's quiet for so long I think she's fallen asleep. Then, you looked as sad as I felt, and I was tired of being sad alone. My chest tightens. I'm glad you let me help with those files. Me too. We talk until Emily falls asleep, her soft breathing on the line. I don't hang up. I just listen and feel something I haven't felt in months. Hope. Emily starts the experimental treatment in January. The side effects are immediate and brutal. She loses the rest of her hair. She can't keep food down. Her skin breaks out in rashes. She's exhausted constantly. I'm there for all of it. I drive her to every appointment. I sit with her through the IV infusions, reading to her when she's too tired to talk. I bring her ginger tea and crackers when nothing else will stay down. I hold her hair, the wig, when she vomits. Her family helps too. Her parents are wonderful, supportive, devastated by their daughter's illness but determined to fight alongside her. They welcome me without question, grateful that Emily has someone else in her corner. You're a good friend to our daughter, Emily's mother tells me one day while Emily's sleeping off treatment. Friend. Right. Except somewhere along the way, Emily stopped being just my friend. I realize it one night when I'm alone in my apartment, and my first thought isn't about Sarah or revenge or justice. It's about Emily, wondering if she's eating enough, if the nausea is better, if she needs anything. I realize it when I catch myself checking my phone compulsively, waiting for her texts. I realize it when I start planning my week around her treatment schedule without even thinking about it. I'm falling for her. It's the worst possible timing. She's fighting for her life. She doesn't need the complication of my feelings. She needs a friend, a support system, not some guy projecting his need for a happy ending onto her suffering. So I don't say anything. I just keep showing up, keep being there, keep hoping she beats the odds. 3 months into treatment, Emily has her first follow-up scan. We sit in the waiting room together, her leg bouncing with anxiety. I want to hold her hand, but I don't let myself. What if it's not working? She whispers. What if it is? Kevin, be serious. I am serious. You're here. You're fighting. That's what matters. The odds? Fuck the odds. She laughs shakily. You keep saying that. Because it keeps being true. Her name is called. She stands, then looks back at me. Come with me? You sure? Please. We go into the consultation room together. Dr. Patel, Emily's oncologist, pulls up the scans on her computer. Well, Dr. Patel says, and Emily grabs my hand. I hold on tight. This is unexpected. My heart stops. The tumors are smaller, significantly smaller. The liver lesions are almost gone. Emily makes a sound, half sob, half laugh. What? The treatment is working. I'll be honest, Emily, I didn't expect this. The trial has shown minimal success with other patients, but your body is responding beautifully. So I'm getting better? Cautiously optimistic, yes. We'll continue the treatment protocol and monitor closely, but this is very encouraging. Emily's crying. I'm crying. Dr. Patel is smiling. It's the best moment I've had since before Sarah got sick. We make it to the parking garage before Emily completely breaks down. I hold her while she sobs into my chest, my shirt soaking through with her tears. I was so scared, she gasps. I was so fucking scared, Kevin. I know, I was too. She pulls back to look at me. You were? Terrified. The thought of losing you. I stop, realizing what I'm saying. Kevin, I'm sorry. You don't need that pressure right now. Forget I said anything. No. She cups my face with both hands. Don't apologize. Don't you dare apologize for caring about me. Emily. She kisses me. It's soft and tentative and tastes like salt from our tears. And it's perfect. When we break apart, she's smiling, really smiling, the first genuine smile I've seen on her face in weeks. I've wanted to do that for months, she admits. Me too. Really? Really? But you're sick, and I didn't want to. I'm sick, not dead. And right now I feel more alive than I have in months. Don't treat me like I'm fragile, Kevin. I'm not. I'm fighting cancer and winning. I'm pretty fucking tough. I laugh. You are. You're the toughest person I know. So stop holding back. Whatever this is, whatever we're doing, I want it. I want you. Life's too short and uncertain to waste time pretending we don't feel what we feel. She's right. Life is too short. I learned that lesson the hard way. Okay, I say. Then let's not waste time. We kiss again, longer this time. And for the first time since Sarah's betrayal, I feel like myself again. Like someone worthy of love and trust and a future. Emily and I start dating officially, though it feels like we've been together for months already. The foundation of friendship we built makes everything easier. We already know each other's worst moments, darkest fears, biggest failures. The treatment continues working. Emily's scans keep improving. She starts to look healthier. Color returning to her face. Energy coming back. That spark in her eyes burning brighter. We celebrate the small victories. A full meal without nausea, a walk in the park without exhaustion, a clear liver scan. We also plan for the future carefully, knowing that cancer can always come back. But we plan anyway. Trips we want to take. Restaurants to try. Dreams to chase. If I beat this, Emily says one night, curled up on my couch, I want to start a support group for people dealing with medical trauma. Shitty People Anonymous, remember? I remember, and you're going to beat this. You can't know that. Watch me. 6 months into treatment, Dr. Patel delivers news that makes us both cry again. No evidence of disease. The tumors are gone, Emily. All of them. It's not a cure, not yet. Emily will need monitoring for years, but it's remission. It's a chance. Let's hope. It's everything. We celebrate that night with takeout Chinese food and terrible wine. Emily's still weak, still recovering, but she's alive and laughing in here. I have something to tell you, she says between bites of lo mein. What? I love you. My heart stops. Emily, I know it's fast. I know we've only been officially dating for 3 months, but I've known for longer than that. You showed up for me when I had nothing to offer you but problems and trauma and a potentially terminal illness. You stayed through everything. You never treated me like I was fragile or doomed. You just loved me, even before you knew you did. I do love you, I say, the words feeling right and true and terrifying. I love you so much, it scares me sometimes. Because of Sarah? Because I can't imagine my life without you in it now. And that's a lot of power to give someone after what happened. Emily sets down her food and takes my hands. I'm not Sarah. I won't betray you. I won't leave you. I won't take what you give me and throw it away. You're safe with me, Kevin. I promise. I believe her. I look into her eyes, and I believe her completely. I love you, I say again. I love you, and I choose you, and I want a future with you. Even though I'm a mess? You're not a mess. You're in remission from stage 4 cancer. You're a survivor. You're a miracle. She laughs through her tears. Only because you convinced me to fight? You would have fought anyway. You're too stubborn not to. Maybe. But it was easier with you beside me. We kiss, and it feels like a promise. A beginning. A choice to build something real and lasting from the ruins of our separate heartbreaks. 1 year after the transplant, I run into Sarah at the grocery store. I almost don't recognize her. She's lost weight. The unhealthy kind, all sharp edges and hollow cheeks. Her hair is lank and dull. She moves through the aisles like a ghost, putting items in her cart mechanically. She sees me and freezes. Kevin. Sarah. Awkward silence. Other shoppers flow around us. You look good, she says finally. Healthy. I am. I heard you're dating someone. The woman from the hospital. Emily, yes. Is it serious? Very. Something in Sarah's face crumbles. I'm glad. You deserve to be happy. Thank you. More silence. Sarah shifts her weight from foot to foot. I wanted to apologize. Properly. Not over the phone or in a letter you probably burned. Face to face. Okay? I was wrong. About everything. Marcus and I, we were a disaster. Built on lies and guilt and this fantasy that we were somehow destined to be together. It fell apart the second real life hit. We made each other miserable. I know. You called me, remember? Right. She looks down at her hands. I know you'll never forgive me. I don't deserve forgiveness. But I need you to know that I regret it every single day. Losing you was the biggest mistake of my life. You were the best thing that ever happened to me, and I destroyed it. Yes, you did. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I look at her. Really look at her. And I feel nothing. No anger, no satisfaction, no lingering pain. Just nothing. I forgive you, I say. She looks up, shocked. What? I forgive you, Sarah. Not because you deserve it, Hashem, but because holding on to anger was poisoning me. You made your choices. You're living with the consequences. That's enough. Kevin, I hope you find happiness eventually. I hope you learn from this. But I also hope I never see you again. I understand. She wipes her eyes. For what it's worth, I'm glad you found someone who appreciates what I threw away. Emily's a lucky woman. I'm the lucky one. I walk away. Sarah doesn't follow. I don't look back. When I get home, Emily's in my kitchen making dinner. She moved in 3 months ago, and seeing her in my space still makes my heart catch. Hey, she says, kissing me. How was the store? I ran into Sarah. Emily's hand still on the cutting board. And I told her I forgive her. Then I left. How do you feel? Free. I wrap my arms around Emily from behind, resting my chin on her shoulder. I spent so long wanting her to suffer, wanting revenge and justice and for her to understand what she did to me. But none of that matters anymore. She's miserable. I'm not. That's the only revenge I need. Emily turns in my arms. I'm proud of you. Why? Because letting go is harder than holding on, and you let go. She's right. For months, my anger at Sarah defined me. The revenge, the exposure, the satisfaction of watching her life crumble, it was intoxicating, but it was also exhausting. Emily taught me something better, that the best revenge is living well, building a life so full and happy that the people who hurt you become irrelevant. I love you, I tell Emily. I love you too. Marry me. She pulls back, eyes wide. What? Marry me. Not because I'm trying to replace what I lost. Not because I'm afraid of being alone, but because you're the person I choose. Every day I wake up and choose you. I want to keep choosing you for the rest of my life. Emily's crying now, but she's smiling too. You're serious? Completely. We've only been together a year, and I've known you for 18 months. I know you better than I knew Sarah after 4 years. I know your fears and your dreams and the sound you make when you're trying not to throw up after chemo. I know you're stubborn and brilliant and braver than anyone I've ever met. I know I want to build a life with you. I'm still in remission. The cancer could come back. Then we'll fight it together, like we fight everything, together. Kevin? You don't have to answer now. Think about it. But know that I'm serious. I'm all in, Emily. Completely. She kisses me hard, and when she pulls back, she's laughing through her tears. Yes. Yes? Yes, I'll marry you, you ridiculous man. I'd be crazy to say no. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. Even better than cancer remission. Cancer remission brought me you. So yes, even better. We get married 3 months later in a small ceremony with close friends and family. Jake is my best man, crying like a baby through his speech about how I deserve this happiness. Emily's parents welcome me into their family with open arms. Sarah doesn't know about the wedding. I never tell her. She's not part of this story anymore. Emily's latest scan is clear. 2 years in remission and counting. We're cautiously optimistic about the future. Planning trips, talking about maybe adopting a dog, discussing whether we want kids. We also start the support group Emily dreamed about. Shitty People Anonymous. It's actually called Medical Trauma Recovery, but we call it SPA amongst ourselves. We meet twice a month and help people navigate the aftermath of betrayal, illness, and the ways life can shatter you and force you to rebuild. It helps. Helping others helps us. One evening, 3 years after the transplant, Emily and I are walking through the park near our apartment. The sun is setting, painting the sky orange and pink. Emily's hair has grown back. Shorter than before, but healthy and thick. She's gained weight. She glows with life. Happy? She asks. Deliriously. Good. She squeezes my hand. Because I have news. What kind of news? The good kind. Dr. Patel called today. 5-year survival rate for my type of cancer in the trial I was in? 15%. I'm in that 15%, Kevin. I made it. I'm officially a survivor. I stop walking and pull her into my arms. Of course you are. I never doubted it. Liar! But she's laughing. You were terrified I'd die. Maybe a little. A lot. Fine, a lot. But you didn't. You fought, and you won. We won. I couldn't have done it without you. I kiss her forehead. Yes, you could have, but I'm glad you didn't have to. We stand there in the fading light, holding each other, alive and healthy and happy. Somewhere in the city, Sarah is living her life. Alone, probably still miserable, definitely still carrying the weight of her choices. Marcus is somewhere too, his medical career over, his reputation destroyed, living with the consequences of exploiting a vulnerable patient. And me? I'm here, with Emily, Arthur, with a future stretching bright and endless before us. I gave Sarah my kidney and she threw me away. So I chose the dying girl instead. And she chose to live. For me. With me. That's the real ending. Not revenge, not justice. Just love. Real, hard-fought, miraculous love. Sarah can keep the kidney. It was never about the organ anyway. It was about finding someone worthy of the sacrifice. And I did.